Hi guys, welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. My name's Hayley for anyone who doesn't know, and these are the crab and crayfish stuffed mushrooms. So what I've got are Portabello mushrooms, the large ones. Please don't wash mushrooms because they're like sponges, they soak up water and they're just going to end up real soggy. Just give them a wipe, then take the core out, keep the core because you're going to chop this up and put it in your mix. And then you're going to take a teaspoon in a minute when my hands catch up with my mouth. So like I say, just wipe it over. So there's your teaspoon. All you're going to do is remove them gills. That's it. Because them gills are actually quite bitter. And the added benefit to this is it gives you more room inside for your filling. So just them gills, don't scrape down any more. And they come out, it's like putting a hot knife through butter. They come out so easy. So just be careful. We're not going to keep these gills. We are going to throw them out. I say we, you might keep them, but I didn't keep them. So that's left me some more room inside that one. And all I'm going to do with these mushrooms, once I've done this part, is I'm going to rub a bit of oil on them. And then I'm going to part cook them. Get rid of that liquid that comes out of them. Because if you put your filling in while they're not cooked, they're going to be so much more mushy when they come out. So if you've got an air fryer, just 4 or 5 minutes in there, not at the highest temperature, just enough to drain that water out. I'm using garlic oil, obviously, because that is just what I use. So what can I say? And I'm putting it on the bottom part because I want that flavour on there. I had a moment there where I didn't know what my hands were doing. Can you tell? I had a bit of a brain fart. Sorry guys. I'm having plenty of them these days. So all I'm going to do, as I'm showing you here, is just pop them into the air fryer. You can of course use the oven or grill, and the oven or grill function on your microwave if you have one of those. I use mine every single day for whatever it may be. I don't think I could live without my microwave oven. Not very often I use a microwave part of it, but the oven, absolutely brilliant. So I'm just removing the gills again after I've wiped it. Like I said, keep the stalks to go in your filling. When you pull them gills out, they actually look quite gross, don't they? I would never normally do this, but because I wanted more area to stuff, I did do this. And it literally took a couple of minutes to do the 4 mushrooms. So I've done the mushrooms, and as you can see on the plate further up the screen, they've cooked down a little bit, but I've released a lot of the fluid out of it, the liquids, the water, whatever you want to call it, juice. So now I'm just going to do the filling. So there's the little stalks out of the mushrooms, so I'm just going to chop those up. Look, even my hands are not working that day. Not having a good day that day. Let's put them in there. So there's my crab meat. There's 100 grams of crab meat. You would think, I looked at it and thought there's no way enough here. But there actually was. It was surprising. I looked at it and I thought, oh, really? But once you add in the crayfish tails as well, and there's 100 grams of crayfish tail. I got mine from Morrison's. You see, it's quite a lot, look, you know, when you pour it out. And I'm going to give it a rough chop. To be honest, I thought this was where most of the flavour came from, these. So there you go. It turned out to be modern enough. So I'm going to add some garlic in, and it's going to be how many teaspoons? 1 teaspoon of garlic. So that's 1, 2 heaping tablespoons. So 3 heaping tablespoons of soft cream cheese. Onion powder. Threw it in. Just, I would say about a teaspoon of onion powder. So that's 1 egg. See, everything's going in at once. Some parmesan. So if you like a strong parmesan taste, then put more in. I would say I put about 3 tablespoons in. But then I'm not a massive parmesan fan, so that's a giant, as much as I could get on that spoon anyway, of mayo. And then panko. You can of course use normal breadcrumbs. I used about ½ cup, and then seasoned it. But use as much as it takes to bind your ingredients together. We want some curly parsley. You can use dried. I would have used dried, but I did the shopping because I had to get the stuff for this, so I just bought it fresh. But otherwise, if I wasn't doing any shopping, I would use dried. You see, it's quick really, it doesn't take long, and it's basically shove it all in one bowl and mix it. Roughly chop your parsley. It's not got to be perfect, guys. It's not going to be got to be tiny. We're not looking for perfection here. It's home cooking. And now we'll just go in. Try not to break up that crayfish too much. But make sure you get the mayo, the cream cheese and the egg all mixed up evenly. There you go, and there's your mix. You can see how much these have shrunk down, and these are the giant Portabellos. So you can imagine all that liquid if I hadn't have sort of cooked it out. There is so much liquid in mushrooms. This is why I say don't wash them, because all you're doing is adding more. So I'm just loading it on, as you can see. There's no special technique. If you've got a big ice cream scoop, then use that if you want it to look nice and rounded. I personally wasn't bothered. It was just me and Steve eating these, so there was no beauty pageant for crab stuffed mushrooms. But you can see I could have probably stuffed another mushroom, maybe 2, but we're pigs in this house. As easy as that. So I'm going to just sprinkle some panko on the top to give it a bit of a crusty topping, and there'll be some regular cheese. I would probably avoid the cheddar like I used, and maybe go for a bit of parmesan on top or some melting cheese like mozzarella. Careful, because the mushroom is a little soft because it's been cooked through a bit. All I did with these was cook them long enough. I'd say about, excuse the noise, it's the chair again. I swear it screams every time my butt gets on it. So you can see I've got my oven on gas 4. And I put these quite low down in the oven because I didn't want them to burn. So I did them for about 25 minutes just to make sure that they was piping hot. Cheddar tasted nice on these, but the problem with cheddar is once it goes cold, trying to cut through cheddar, it makes a mess of your meal sort of thing. So now what I'm going to do is I've got some oil at the bottom of there, that's garlic oil as per usual. All I'm doing is getting some little salad potatoes and doing small slices. And these I'm just going to do in the air fryer. You could do these in the oven, you could do these in a frying pan. It's entirely up to you. I love sliced potatoes. Right up my street, this. It's like eating a bag of crisps without eating a bag of crisps. So I'm just seasoning these. Season to your own taste, guys. I'm not eating yours, so you just season them the way you eat them. You've got to make sure you've got that oil on though. Samphire. This was the first time we tasted this. This is salty. It said you could boil it for 2 to 3 minutes. Stick in my cooker. Well, dirty gerty. Anyway, I just fried them for a couple of minutes. But they are, just bear in mind, they are salty. And that is the finished dish. The mushrooms were lovely. The samphire I just fried in a bit of butter and oil. The homemade coleslaw, for which I've already given the recipe. And we use that all the time now. And then the crispy potatoes, which didn't take long at all. And it's such a quick and easy recipe, guys. Honestly, give it a try. Let me know if you like it. And yeah, some more recipes to come this week. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you've got to this stage, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, make sure your bell's on, and I'll speak to you down in the comment section. Bye, guys.